kind of getting away from lifting weights, getting away from inflamed joints, getting away from heavy load, getting away from getting wound up and bound up. And they're doing a lot of running, a lot of long distance running, going through the conditioning workouts, which is unreal. The only feedback is, I've got a lot of people hit me up going, oh, my shins are sore. I think I'm getting shin splints. Why do I have it? How did I get it? How do I solve it? Sore shins. Ultimately, from the knee down, somewhere between the middle of the shin, it's getting pretty inflamed. It hurts to walk, it hurts to run, it feels real achy, and it's stopping you from running, and it's doing its damage. We're gonna talk about today the right footwear to wear, the shoes and the ground force. We're gonna talk about the running surface, whether you're on grass, whether you're on concrete or bitumen or road. We're gonna talk about your running style, and we're gonna talk about frequency, how often you're running, distance, how long, and your gait, which refers to your running style. So first subject, the shoes and the ground force. It's really important to understand when you strike the ground, a force, a shock wave is sent through your shin bones. Now when you've got shoes on, this force will come through at 0.78 of a second. Provided they're about 1 to 1.5 centimeters thick, this padding at the base dampens the force that comes through your shin. So the force is going to come through at 0.78 of a second before the muscles that surround the shin bones are going to flex and stop that vibration. Kind of like if you see a stop sign get whacked and it vibrates and someone grabs it to stop it. The same thing happens with all the assister muscles, with all the support muscles around the shin when a force comes through. And your body, depending on how you run, will make that force greater or less. But it's going to come through at 0.78 of a second on average. Now when you ditch the shoes, what happens is that force comes through at almost twice the speed. So it comes through at 0.38, which is actually faster than twice the speed. Now if it comes through twice as fast, but your body's been trained to only slow down at 0.78, you're going to end up with twice the amount of vibration before the muscles actually stop. Now this vibration is causing inflammation, sometimes causing fraying at the patella at the worst cases, but otherwise it's definitely creating inflammation of the shin, usually down the side of the tibia. So it's really important that one, you get the right footwear so you can dampen that blow to start off with, then you're going to move towards your running surface. The force is defined by you, by your weight, by your running style, by your surface. So for me, I'm a bit heavier. I'll go joggers and I'll run on grass. Then you're going to focus on your running style. When you run, it's super important that you never ever use your heels ever. You know those ghetto Malibu rollerblades? The heel is the brake on the back of those. Anytime you're striking the ground with your heel first, you're decelerating. And it's the juggernaut of force. If you're running and you're slamming into your heels because you're fatiguing, or you went too far, or your running style's just shot to shit, you are putting serious force through before the support muscles can stop the vibrations. That's causing bad damage. So it's important that you run from the midfoot. Big toe, little toes, side of the foot, heel. When you run, you're actually supposed to strike the ground with your midfoot and then roll onto your toes. Okay, it's almost like a gliding process. Pushing the force forward, not shooting it upwards. The best runners don't jump too high. They stay low to the ground when they're doing long distance jogging, and they strike the ground with their midfoot. You'll sometimes see the best runners actually strike the ground, if this is the inside of my foot, with their foot almost turned, looking like they're gonna roll their ankle. But due to the fact they're moving forward, it's a safe approach. So making sure you strike with your midfoot onto your toes is gonna minimize the actual force you see before the assister muscles kick in. And then frequency. No matter what, if you're running, you're gonna get sore. So if you show up the next day with your muscles sore, it's like waking up with a hangover. They're going to be less reactive, less responsive, less effective. So start off with 1 to 2 a week and make sure the distance is only something you can cope with. Don't go out there tomorrow if you haven't run before and you're feeling heavy and run 5Ks. Maybe bring in some intervals, 100 meters, walk 100 meters, 100 meters, walk 100 meters, and go a kilometer. And then build yourself up to making that kilometer and then work from there. Rightio? And then once you've got your distance right, you can build up your frequency. But running when you're sore is like running with a hangover for your muscles. Effective warm-ups are also going to be handy because you allow the muscles to get ready to fire. Your body doesn't know what you're going to do, your brain does, the muscles don't. Send the blood there, get the nervous system turned on and get your body ready to actually assist. Now your gait. Once again, when you start to fatigue, it's almost impossible not to lose your gait. Your gait refers to your running style. Your body's going to look for muscles that aren't being used. Your body's going to have the muscles that are fatigued. It's going to become ineffective. So if you find no matter how hard you try, you're striking the ground with your heels, just stop. If you want to walk and recover, go for it. But if you keep striking with your heel, get out of there. Eventually people can actually run barefoot if you get the right technique right. I'm not suggesting you run barefoot. There's a lot of shit out there you can step on. But you get the midfoot strike right, and you get the technique right, and you've pre-activated, and you've built your frequency and distance up to the right amounts you can handle, you can look after your shins running barefoot. The downfall is if you do have shin splints already, you gotta rest. Get yourself off feet, get yourself on a roller, get yourself on a fan bike, do what you gotta do. But get off the vibrations through your legs. During pre-season, for all you footy players, run in joggers. Don't put your footy boots on. Same thing will happen for me in pre-season, because if I run on my heels, I'll end up with bruised heels. Bruised heels, you can't train. So I have to stay off my heels. And if I run on my toes, my legs burn out. So I'm forced to run with good technique. Kind of like, I was a fat kid, so I was forced to eat vegetables. The same concept applies. If you do this and you're getting yourself injuries, bruised heels, shin splints, burnt out thighs, look towards shoes, ground force. Look towards the running surface. Look towards your running style. And if you nail all that, build up your frequency, make sure you don't lose your gait, and build up your distance. Shin splints are curses. I've had players that play shin splints all season. Don't find yourself having to treat shin splints. Find yourself staying away from them. Good luck.